Yeah. Probably. Yes. I thought I told you that in the chat. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice this back here. The main menu. Yeah. Hello. But you might need to check the audio levels on stream. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. See, that's what I was worried about with Discord. Yeah, you might have to get in the PlayStation party. Let me check. Let me see if this will do it. Let's see. Voice chat settings. Testing. Okay. Testing. I just dipped my mic. Let's see. Voice chat connection. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it with Discord. Why don't you just hop on a PlayStation chat, mate? Okay. Nope. I can't see the chat at all. So, that's on you. They have a chat overlay if I wasn't playing in VR, but they don't have it in VR for some reason. So they should have that. So if folks be in the chat, I cannot see you just yet, so welcome. We are still getting set up. Aaron is going to switch over to the PlayStation party, so you all can hear him. So let me, I'll just start a PlayStation party and invite. Thanks for your patience, folks. We're still getting set up here. There we go. Hey, so make sure your voice chat settings are set to allow in broadcast. No, it's, let's see here. It's in, if you go to sound on your main settings, and then, no, that's not it. Sorry, go to captures and broadcasts. Man, where was it? I just saw this. Well, can people hear you right now? Yeah, I wasn't either. That's why I was worried about the Discord thing. It does, but for some reason it wasn't working in the broadcast. Okay, so I think it's... I see where it is. I see where it is. Okay. So it's in the party settings. So in the party, you should see the three little dots. That goes to more. And then there's... it should be in game base. The game base. It says game base. It's on the main PlayStation menu. Man, you really don't get on PlayStation much. It's not on the games tab. It's called, yes. Select our party. It is more. Once you're in the party. And then voice chat settings. And then share your voice. Allow.
Go.
Okay, goddamn.
Alright. I'm just booting up on the laptop now.
Okay. You don't have it on your phone? Just pull it up on your phone.
I prefer to have good charge.
Well, just so we can read the chat right now. See what's going on.
I assume people marvelling at our, as always, professionalism.
Yes.
Greg says we can hear Aaron.
Okay, good. So
Xander says we can hear both of you. Yep. So
both.
feel
Okay,
free
I'm gonna
to
get started then.
on.
We're just gonna do normal. I've already beaten the game in normal. Spoilers, FYI. You should know. Let me crank up the volume of the game a little bit so people can... Okay.
to Padan. Come for the salt deserts, stay for the tolerably breathable atmosphere.
And let me know if I need to boost the game audio anymore, folks.
A magnetic storm is limiting visibility. We are approaching the rendezvous point. Master's Cradle should be coming into hailing range shortly.
Transmit the landing codes.
Transmitting.
I forget I need to change that as well. Jesus Christ.
No response. Should we decrypt the file?
Nope.
No. We're only supposed to decrypt the disk he sent if he doesn't show. We have the rendezvous details. That's enough. Dragged me off a battlefield I should have died on. He's earned my trust.
His employers will have questions about us, though. What do you want me to tell them?
I mean, definitely can't say Zula Hendricks and Davis One, AWOL Marines, requesting landing at your covert facility to extract your chief of security.
I'll do the usual lost working Joe routine. Come in, Padan. Requesting emergency permission to land.
Greg says the audio could be a little higher on the game.
Being jammed by some kind of interference.
Incoming!
Is that better?
Starboard thruster at 50%. Engines are critical.
Is that better, folk? Roman is asking the same as well. Yeah, Greg says it's better now.
Brace for impact.
God, no YouTube Premium, dude? Come on.
I don't fucking pay for stuff. I'm a working class boy, I can't afford luxuries. Okay, so what has chat been saying then?
Are you alright?
You tell me.
Costy Viper says, I know we talk a lot about
Intact.
the what if of games and movies, but I'm genuinely excited for the future of where the Alien and Predator franchises take
Still
us.
attempting to get sensors back online.
Greg
No
says
sign
the
of
future
additional
does seem bright, or at least varied and plenty.
That's good news or bad news. We should be swarming with
Seeing more for it, he says, I hope we get some more out there games like Dark Descent in the future.
I will attempt to make contact, but we need to do something about the engines. How's your back? Can you walk?
Let's find
Roman says, thanks for doing this playthrough, don't own a gaming PC and not too keen on getting VSR2 for a single game.
I fully stocked the medbay before our departure.
Find out what we dropped in on. I'll patch myself up and see what I can do about the engines.
Copy that.
So yeah, this is a very similar lander to the one in Alien Covenant, which I thought was a really cool addition.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the cockpit in some of the earlier trailers, I was like, oh, I know Adam's going to enjoy this.
No, I actually like the ships in Covenant.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know
Yeah.
you like the lander. You're always obsessed with it when we do playthroughs of stuff. No Stardust says, YouTube Premium is amazing. Had it for years, I can't go back.
Another day, another jab.
Oh,
Corporal Hicks 11 says, Infamous Part 1 got back the Steam refunds. Yeah, the Part 1's already causing a problem.
yeah, I saw they had to put out a statement about that.
Much better.
Hmm. Holster items. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Okay.
Got eyes on whatever's going on out
Hold
there.
them to your chest.
So here is Zula and her partner, her ex-Marine squad mate that saved her from a very rough first day in the field.
Ben Carver.
That's right. And you will be using this little tablet a lot during this game, which has a pretty cool folding screen here.
Embracing a bit of that modern technology while still giving it the
Yep, that's what
analog look.
that's what Romulus did so well.
Yeah, well, even with the watching this.
Hey Hendricks, guessing you've got a lot of questions right about now.
Your HUDs, your replacement HUD. Corporal Dwayne Hicks 11 says, Aliens Defiance, right? Yes, Zula was first introduced in Defiance. She has since been in Resistance Rescue, Prototype,
But I can't risk this message getting sent.
Inferno's Fall.
The rest of the intelligence
Am I missing any other
matter what
titles?
Gemini exoplanets
I think that's it.
Swift need to be exposed, Zula. I'm sorry.
Greg says, Ridgetop, do you know of the pulse rifle ammo hack?
I do not.
To make the hard choices.
I would expect Greg to already be finding the exploits.
Without having played the game, which is even better.
A way to do the right thing.
It's a crafty son of a bitch, is our Greg.
Catch up to you.
Jesus, man.
Go on, spill the beans.
I've successfully cleared the aft engine hallway. Unlocking the door now.
On my way.
Custody Viper says he's the one who pulled her out of the accident that caused the back injury. Yes, he's the one that got Zula off the battlefield during that first mission.
I'm in.
No Stardust says, I think we'll get a full trailer for Alien Earth relatively soon. Both franchises have been slow on news for the last month or so, it seems. I don't think we'll get anything anytime soon because we've just had the teaser trailers.
Copy that.
Hey guys, look, we have a message from Amanda Ripley here for your situational awareness.
Alistair Ray says, the lander in Covenant is a beautiful design. Yeah, I've always been really fond of it. I've never really understood why. I didn't find it that appealing, personally.
I mean, it's a basic design, but
Oh, I see the O2 valve. Looks
this one's a little different. Like, the rear engines have kind of a different shape. And the inside's slightly different layout.
got the O2 locked off.
Excellent. I'll meet you in the cargo hold. Turn around, take a left at the intersection.
Custody Viper. No, sorry, the Xenomorph Warrior. Sorry, remind me your
Status.
AVP Galactic name. Says she's done more stuff than Ripley at this point, which feels weird to me.
I attempted to contact
I
Commander Ripley for assistance, but
like
encountered the same
them not
outrage
stopping to rely on
Yes.
Ripley. I like a different character coming to the
We're
forefront,
stranded.
personally
What's the
speaking.
situation outside the ship?
No sign of Carver, nor anyone else, for that matter.
Custody Viper says
Scanners
Prototype
turned up
was a
nothing
good
aside from
read, so I'll have to
magnetic
reread it
interference.
soon. I remember it being pretty solid.
Conditions here are perfect for covering illicit activity.
Time to find some answers the old-fashioned
No
way.
Stardust says, when does Rogue Incursion take place timeline-wise?
4 years after Romulus, I believe? 2146?
Let's at least ensure your gear.
It's 40-something, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
20.
you'll find out when you see your next next log. So Greg says, it seems a common thing in VR shooters, if you're low on ammo, what you can do is you empty the low ammo mag, reload from your body, then pick up the low ammo mag on the floor.
Oh, okay.
You have to give that a go.
I mean, does that refill the low ammo mag or something?
That's what he says. Yep, when you reload next time, that mag will be full.
I know some people weren't fond of this, like, earlier looking pulse rifle, but I kind of dig it, honestly. No grenade launcher, but
Unload my rifle. That's everything.
They were talking about this on the Discord, actually. The lack of grenade launcher in this and in Fireteam Elite. Is it me, or do games just seem to not do alternate fire modes anymore?
I don't know. Depends on the game, probably. There's some fuel tanks. Don't shoot at those.
Acid Splash. Thank you, Xenomorph Warrior. Copper Doyne Hicks says it's 21:45.
Oh. Well, some of the emails have different dates, like leading up to the events here.
Yeah.
It's possible the lever is not sending the signal to disengage.
Alistair Ray says, so when does the game take place? Before it's after Isolation. So this is well after Amanda and
It's
Zula
like
met
it's like a
before
decade after
but-
Isolation, isn't it?
Yeah. Something like that. I can't remember offhand. That's been something I've never been good at remembering. Dates.
So yeah,
Amanda says he can't wait for your cameo in part 2.
I can't wait for all those cameos you keep expecting of us, Xander. So yeah, in VR, it really, gives the illusion of depth perception because they're transmitting like two different images to your eyes, and it looks like 3D. So things actually kind of look to scale, which is really impressive. And it's hard to really show that on a stream where you're just seeing like a 2D plane here. But like it really does feel like I'm holding a tablet, and it has size here. One of the cool things about the PSVR2 headset as well is there's haptic feedbacks in the headset. So if an alien is like attacking me up close, like I can feel it right in my face. Let's see.
Oh, that sounds terrifying.
I like how it gives a lore reason that the revolver from Isolation can kill aliens now, because I guess this is the one from Isolation. It says, a standard issue revolver that is one of the few surviving pieces of the Sevastopol wreckage. It was acquired by a close friend of Zula's, who modified it to make it more effective against the xenomorphs. That's good. I wish Amanda probably wishes she would have had that version.
Caustic Viper says, I missed the customizable pulse rifles from ACM. Gave mine the shotgun underbarrel. Yeah, that was one of the few good things about Isolation, was the customization of the weapons. I mean, it was shallow compared to what the big boys like Battlefield were doing at the time, but it was a welcome addition.
But yeah, like I haven't really experienced an alien thing in VR since that attraction, Descent. Yeah. And so it might sound weird, but when I first started playing this game, I just sat down and felt the vibe of the planet here with the looming atmosphere processor.
It looks so atmospheric. These first moments on the planet were fantastic. Corporal Dwayne Hicks says, any reason why no new stories set after Resurrection, Sea of Cliffhanger, ever going to get really resolved? Uncivil War is set after Resurrection. I've not read it yet myself, but it is set there. And the reason we don't get them is because Fox didn't think people were interested. It's seen as one of the no-no zones.
Oh, and look, it is one of the rovers from Prometheus, or at least the same platform. It's kind of a cargo variant. And I think this little thing was in Aliens. But I think it was yellow in Aliens.
I don't recognize that thing. Greg says, the gun looks so nice, but I don't know why games dislike underbarreled grenade launchers so much, and then give us separate grenades to be thrown. But the gun aesthetic looks so nice. I mean, that's probably a question for us to ask them. I imagine for the VR stuff, it'd have been complicated for them to have dealt with the switching to, the second trigger that it actually uses in lore.
I hope you guys like that puzzle, because it'll be appearing quite a bit. It was alright.
Alex Ray says, I prefer the pulse rifles from Romulus, one of the few things I liked about Romulus. I'm surprised we didn't actually see more of them in this.
Can I pull out the tape measure? No. They, like Wayland Yutani, Gemini Exoplanet Solutions loves to put their logo on everything, including the measuring tape.
Have you... I don't think you've ever worked for a big company, though, have you?
Here we go. I'm wearing the hat. Gotta wear the hard hat.
See, the first thing I did at this bit was put the hat on, and I left it on until I killed an alien and got that achievement. Did you get the ammo from under it, by the way?
From under it? Where?
Yeah, one of the hard hats has some ammo under it.
Oh, did not know that. Thank you.
So I go around picking up all the hats. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you just picked it up.
Yep.
Greg says, how does the reading of the tablet feel in VR? Because I hear reading so much is kind of tough in VR. Is that your experience?
As long as the lens spacing, which I know you wear glasses, Greg, and the PSVR2 actually can accommodate glasses. As long as your lens spacing is correct, I thought you had to have like custom prescription lenses for the Quest.
No, you can get custom prescription lenses for the Quest, but there's a spacer in it. If you get the Quest 3, there's a spacer in it which pretty much fits your glasses off the bat. I don't think the S has that, and you have to buy a separate thing. But
I did really like the concept of these panic rooms or safe rooms. Like, this felt very survival horror. You just have to remember to close the door, because if you leave it open, you might get some unwanted company. But usually these safe rooms have supplies in these little cabinets here. Or lockers, I guess, is the proper term.
I think it was a very nice way to kind of... It maintains that analog vibe from Isolation with the save stations. Which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it also brings its own identity to it as well. Similar vibe, but something unique to this.
Yeah. The date is 2146, October 1st. So that's one of the emails here. And the emails, you can definitely see Alex's writing in. You will be reading a lot of emails. Not that you have to, but it really tells the story of what went down at the facility before you arrived.
And Alex has a lot of good stuff in these logs, because I think that's where really the game writers write, so to speak. And there's some wild... You know those moments where you're like, there's no way this is real? And I've been messaging them, and they were like, yeah, I've had that experience with that in real life. And I'm like, that's fucking A, disgusting, and B, also amazing.
And another thing that's interesting with the pulse rifle is you'll see the colored sights here. So you see they're kind of red right now. If I aim it a little bit, it'll turn yellow. And if I put it if I line up my eye with the sight, it turns green. So that means it's as accurate as it can be. And you can set which eye is your dominant eye as well. So you can have it be the right eye or the left eye you put it up to.
Corporal Dwayne Hicks says Ripley 8 and Carl need another round. They had 2 sequels, actually, thinking about it. They had Aliens vs. Predator vs. Terminator. They were both in that. And they were both in Aliens Original Sin as well. Both very shit sequels, but they got 2 adventures. Gareth says, are you playing on PS or console? Adam is playing on PSVR2.
Yes.
I suppose I ought to put in the title, really, shouldn't I?
I was thinking of getting this on Steam and giving it a try with my Gen 1 Oculus Rift. But it has been really cool on... I can't open that right now. I need the plasma cutter. Oh, what were you going to say, Aaron?
I was going to say, make sure you've got a good enough hard drive.
Oh, you mean
not hard drive,
graphics card. Yeah, I do.
Unlike me. Custy Viper says, Aaron, I will say on Civil War to me was very disappointing. It might be different for others, but it didn't keep me engaged enough. Yeah, I keep hearing bad things about it. That's why I haven't really jumped into that one as yet.
Finally, something functional in this dump.
Xenomorph Warrior AKS Splash says they deserve a proper sequel to Sea of Sorrows, especially from how it ended. I really liked Decker and the mercenaries in that book. Sea of Sorrows was the most like the old Bantam books at the time. I don't know if I'd necessarily say the later books have had that vibe. They have their own vibe now, but it was always one of the things I liked about it. Xander says, I don't understand why games feel the need to modernise the pulse rifles. And Greg agrees.
Well, this isn't really modernizing it. It's doing like an earlier version.
Yeah, so I'm not... Well, I suppose maybe the iron sights is bringing modern aesthetic to it. A couple of Dwayne Higgs says, I got that AVP VT comic, yep, not the book sequel. Yeah, it was Aliens Original Sin, and it was Dark Horse Press's first of their original novels. It was not great. Xander says, what graphic cards do you have, Aaron? I have a 1080, and it's a fucking miracle that the game runs for me.
Yeah, because the minimum specs for the next gen up, like
it's a 2080 or a 2070. But it runs. It doesn't look as nice. I had originally been planning to get it on the Quest, and then obviously that got delayed until February. So I got a PC copy. Sorry. It runs. It just doesn't look anywhere near as nice. Alistair Ray says, I wonder if we will see a pulse rifle in Alien Earth as Romulus establishes to the normal moviegoer that it existed before Aliens. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised by now.
I mean, you'd have to think the pulse rifle would be around for a bit before Aliens.
Greg says, I wish there was more of Alex White's writing that wasn't skippable in optional emails or audio logs.
Where are you? I can hear you.
We're part of the tracker. Caustic Viper says, this underfloor crawling spot reminds me of the Raven mission.
There you are. Whew.
What do you think of that, Adam? Do you get Colonial Marine Ravens vibes from crawling under there?
I mean, I guess. I do like, you gotta have a bit of a wading through water section in your Alien game.
Greg says, be careful, Adam, with the Steam version. Read the reviews. People on 40-somethings have been having huge problems as well, which is strange when some of the lower graphics cards get it working.
I've read there's some optimization issues on PC. I mean, it is running like a dream on PSVR2. I've had very little issues, and I think until early January, PSVR2 is on sale for $350, and it's normally, $600, I think? So it's like almost half off. And you can use PSVR2 on your PC, so definitely, if you want to get this, that is a cheap and good way to play it, or cheap in comparison, you know.
Gareth says, is this an M41A with an underbarrel grenade launcher? No, it is an M41 with no underbarrel. I really don't know why the newer games have not adopted alternate fire.
We can read about it. Let's see. It is
we'll have to
an
ask.
Experimental prototype rifle that fires caseless ammunition gifted to Zula by a close contact in the UAAC. They're hoping to get data about how it fares. They're hoping to get data about how it fares against the bugs before distributing it widely to the Colonial Marines. Well, that would imply they knew about the aliens before Hadley's Hope, like the Marines did, I guess. Who's they? The UAAC. Yeah, who's that, Aaron?
I feel like that's something from the RPG. UAAC.
Here, we're just going to distribute these rifles to you guys in the Colonial Marines, and we've got this field data against this enemy that we're not going to tell you about, so don't worry about it.
United America's Allied Command. Yeah, that is from the RPG, isn't it? Oh no, it was introduced in the tech manual. Oh, I could never read the tech manual. It was too dry for me. Lord Byron says, loved to play Isolation with the VR mod, so eager to try this one. Has anybody tried Isolation in VR?
Oh yeah, that's right. I have. So that wasn't official. But it was really cool. Although, I mean, your weapon is still snapped to your vision, which kind of breaks the immersion a bit, than actually, like, you know, holding your weapon and being able to, like, look at it and stuff.
It doesn't do that on the PC.
What do you mean?
It doesn't snap to my vision. Like, I still have to move it and...
For the isolation mod?
Oh, for the isolation. Oh,
That's what I'm talking
I thought
about.
you meant, yeah. No, my bad. Sorry.
I mean, like, that's a whole big part of the immersion, you know? So, as good as the Alien Isolation mod is, you still have a gun just, like, right here, like, following your vision the whole time.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, though. I mean, my experiences with that were what then made me be like, I need a game built from the ground up for VR for Alien. I need it. It was such a good experience.
Bzz, 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 bzz.
Meraki Space Station says it runs fine on their 3090 with a Valve Index.
Nice. I have not
Harvey,
tried
welcome.
the Valve Index myself.
Greg says the pulse rifle has a specific history. Came out in 2170 something. From that one, Bug Hunt short and the tech manual, but nobody cares for the history, let's be honest. Yeah, it caused some real discussion on our Discord a couple of days ago, the history of the pulse rifle and how it's been handled in the newer stuff.
Oh my god. Whew.
Xenomorph Warrior says the Royal Day. Mitchell Lawrence says, who's getting a facehugger and a plasma cannon present for Christmas? Have you asked for anything Alien or Predator for Christmas?
I don't think so. I was actually at Barnes & Noble the other day and I saw Predator versus Wolverine in paperback, and they had like a special Barnes & Noble exclusive section, so that was kind of interesting. Yes!
Caustic. You've got it. The physics in this game are actually pretty fun, because pretty much everything's pick-upable.
Yeah.
Which is in itself its own danger, because if you knock stuff around, if you make noise, the aliens can find you easier. Or are attracted to you quicklier. Caustic Viper says it's a prototype, so does that mean the auto-aim pulse rifle in Romulus is a prototype of a prototype? Well, I mean, do we... No, the pulse rifle in Romulus isn't the same sort of design family, you know, that's an F
What are you doing?
F-33AA. This
What are you
is
doing?
an M41.
And they melt into the ground very quickly. Zoop. There's your acid effects, Aaron, that you've always wanted. It actually does affect the floor a little bit. That is kind of cool.
You can stand in it and it'll acid you as well. I don't know if you...
Only if you do it immediately.
Okay, right. I do think it goes away though, doesn't it?
Just coffee?
The acid.
They got coffee?
Greg says even in Defiance they had the old pulse rifles with the under barrel grenade launchers, so that never made sense to begin with. Alistair Ray says, I thought the Marines did know about the Xenos before Alien. Well, that's a whole thing, isn't it? Because they weren't intended to. That's the danger of all this stuff in the middle of Alien and Aliens. Xander says PSVR is a standalone thing. You don't need a PS5 to run it. No, you do need a PS5 to run it.
No, you can use it on PC. It's not standalone, like it won't run without connected hardware, but you can use it on PC. It won't have the haptics on PC, so it's meant for PS5.
Xenosaurian, welcome. Zed, welcome. Says, hey guys, so how is the game?
I think it's good. We're still working on our review, so thanks for your patience with that. But we both kind of ran into some frustrations in the last third of the game that honestly brought it down at least a point for us. So that's unfortunate, but overall, I do think it's a really solid experience, and it's just a super immersive, like, alien thing. So if you want to feel like you're going on a little alien universe adventure, it certainly does the job. There's some issues, some things could be better. I hope some things are patched up, but overall, it's just really impressive. Just even just standing here in this room and like feeling the vibe is like awesome.
A lot of games don't. They tend to too slavishly recreate Alien and Aliens. One of the things I love about this game is, it's not a slave to the film's designs, but it still feels so much in that world. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Greg says there's a VR mod for... scroll too far. There's a VR mod for Fireteam Elite with 6 degrees of freedom, meaning you can move your gun like in this game.
This whole time, I always wondered what what broke her before everything fell apart. How could Sue drag us here?
Still collating says Adam playing basketball in the panic room. You can in the Starship Troopers game, there's actually a basketball court on the base, and you can go and throw hoops.
They put their logo on the tape.
No, so yeah, when you brought that up before, what I was going to ask you was, you have never worked for a big company before, have you? Not like a big company.
I've worked for the U.S. government before, but
that doesn't count. The government's not a company. But
where's
no,
the
this is something you will see in every mid to large scale company. Is branding on fucking everything. I have so many mugs, bookmarks, pens, flasks. Anything that they can stick a logo on, they will.
No, not yet. Oh, there we go. See, I don't like this thing. I don't like the ghost items here. Like, I'm used to it now, but I just wish there was a way to, like, tell these apart quicker.
I think it's pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
The profile is so different. I do think the ghost menu thing's a little bit of an immersion. You're doing that with your left hand?
Yeah.
That's no wonder that's so difficult.
I mean, I can do it with my right hand too.
Yeah, I mean, you can do. Yeah. Why would you do it with your lefty?
It's just my left hand is closer to this device thing. That's why.
It's more awkward when you're trying to align it.
Nah.
Oh, so I like the tactile stuff in this. I love that PDT kind of card thing.
Uh-oh.
And the data pad and slotting into things.
Ow.
Kissel says, since the launch of this dream come true game, I've been watching gameplay next to my wife to convince her that I need a PS5 and a PS2 VR in my life now. No Star Dutch says, Xenos could be known by elements in the USCM without being common knowledge, though I do think it's probably becoming less and less rare with every story. Greg says, not gonna lie. Oh, I've scrolled down here. I can't keep up with chat. Not gonna lie, the PSVR version seems the best looking and most smooth version performance-wise. Well, there's less variability when it comes to console builds, isn't there? So they're always easier to build for. You're gonna pick it up? Oh yeah, you're doing it. Zed says thanks for the response. Caustic Viper says, I still think that Decker descends from Ripley instead of Amanda, because multi-general empaths after Resurrection seems to line up. I always thought it was the better explanation, Caustic Viper, but it's certainly not what the author intended for some fucking reason. I don't understand, and unfortunately we can't ask him. Casper, welcome. Lord Byron's leaving us, thank you for joining. So Rob Harvey says, how does Rogue Incursion compare to other VR games you've played?
Well, I haven't played too many. I mean, when I got my first-gen Oculus Rift, I played a number of them, which are really cool, but they weren't like long games like this. Like Robo Recall was really fun. I would just do like Google Earth. Even some driving games are really cool in VR. Oh, that's not where I need to go. So my experience was kind of limited. I still want to play through the Resident Evil games in VR because those seem like really full-fledged. And I played the demo for RE7 and I was really impressed. But this seems like really good, honestly, in terms of just how it feels, how it plays, which is why the whole Part 1, Part 2 thing is a little annoying because like, I was ready to keep going, you know?
Even after the frustrations you were having with the later part of the game.
Because the cliffhanger, it ends on like, oh shit, it's about to get real now, and then game over.
That's fair.
You will see what I mean when you finish it.
Yeah, well, I was going to play it, but then we ended up playing it. So I blame you for that. In a good way, I enjoyed it. No Stardust says the government might as well be a company. I know, I work for it too. I work for our government now, and it is a lot more harder to get things done working for the government than it is working for a large private company. It was more my point, and they don't go around spending money on, at least the British government doesn't go around spending money on lots of branded stuff in the same way that the private companies that I've worked for do. Xander says you are working for a big company, you're working for AVP Galaxy.
That's true.
And Greg says we're the precursor to Weyland-Yutani. I like to think of us more as the Grant Corporation. That's true. Greg says some of the voice acting is really good, wish there was more of it. Xenosaurian wants to know our reaction to Uncivil War. We haven't read it yet, not gonna lie. I've not been in any rush to because I keep hearing bad things about it.
Oh, there's a bug.
Yeah, I've seen aliens get stuck in doors. That's been the biggest bug I've encountered. So you know the shutter bit later on in Ops?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the aliens get stuck in the shutter. Then there's another door later when you're going towards the Sky Bridge that I've seen the alien get stuck in.
I do like the whole ice planet vibe of Perdan, you know, the snow. Mm-hmm. Gives it a little bit of a distinction factor from...
It's not snow, is it? It's salt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they do talk about that, huh?
But yeah, I completely agree, because it has the same atmosphere vibes of... or atmospheric, I suppose, vibes of Hadley's Hope. But it's its own thing, it's its own spin. Gareth says, I don't know if this is an NDA question, but are there any silly Xeno hybrids in Incursion?
Well, I mean, anyone can find that out now, because the game's out. But I don't know if we want to give away what pops up, because we're not going to finish the game.
Well, no, don't say what's at the end, but, I mean, we can confirm that there are no black goo monsters.
Yeah, you're not going to run into the offspring or anything.
So Xander says you can't really sneak around in this to avoid the xenomorphs. So Adam and I were talking about this earlier, actually, when we were playing before we started this. But the game doesn't encourage stealth, but it will reward it. So it doesn't tell you to avoid the aliens, but you can. So if you are quiet enough, if you are stealthy enough, the aliens will go back into the vent and piss off. But they'll always be actively looking for you, like Stompy. So if you were to do like what Adam does earlier, where he picked up and threw some cups around, or if you're noisy when you're moving boxes to look inside the boxes, the aliens will hear it and they'll come towards you. So it's not encouraged, but stealth, it can be a component in this game if you choose to play it that way. Kissel says, guys, just imagine playing VR as a Predator.
That would be cool. Well, they had that Predator VR game. I mean, the graphics didn't look that great, but the campaign looked interesting. But it looked like it was planning to come out, but then you can only play it at VR arcades. I should have done that when I had the chance.
Has it gone from that arcade?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. But there are entire playthroughs of it online, aren't there? On YouTube's.
There are, yeah.
He does not want
Come
that.
on. Oh, that was close.
No sign of Carver either.
I really like to see Davison, and you know, as much as Resistance and Rescue were kind of poo, and Defiance goes on the poorer end towards the end of the run, I do really like Davis. I do really like Zula, and to actually get to see him and actively engage with him in this, and play as Zula and hear their voices was one of the highlights of the game for me.
So one thing I don't like is, as cool as it is to navigate the map this way, I wish you had the little thing on that Alien Isolation has where it always tells you where to go on the motion tracker. That would be nice.
I don't actually use the map a lot.
Yeah, you can hear him crawling in the vents. Because I got lost a few times in this game.
Yeah, towards the end I started to get really lost, but in the first like 4 or 5 hours of it, I just enjoyed exploring. Custy Viper says, I'm still saddened with what happened to Davis in Colony Wall, completely unnecessary. Yes, it fucking was. So fucking stupid.
This is gonna be hell on my spine.
No Star Dutch says, just because the offspring is a humanoid hybrid doesn't make it a newborn ripoff. In their opinion, it looks entirely different, may have also had birth, but that doesn't bother me. I'm more bothered by it being blown out into space like almost every other final boss Xeno in the movies, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's a shame. I really like the offspring. I think it's fantastic, and one of the oh shit moments of the film. I love the film. I mean, there are obvious similarities, but yeah, you can't really argue with the throwing things out of there like critique.
Speaking of other VR games I played, the first one I fired up on here was Jurassic World Aftermath. And that was pretty cool.
Is that cel shaded?
It is, yeah. It's pretty stylized, but I think it works better like once you're in VR than it does just watching trailers. It doesn't have any combat like this. It is, you're using stealth, and you're doing puzzles and stuff, and you're exploring.
Greg says, the fact that the aliens spawn and search around is cool, like AVP Classic did a long time ago. Yes, completely agree. Did Davis get a British accent in Colony War? No, he was a dog. He didn't get any accent. I fucking hate that book so much.
Because you hate it so much, we just need to do a review episode.
No, I'm not reading that thing again. And genuine fucking trash.
So if you forget to grab the front of the pulse rifle, if you try and fire it with one hand, it'll just go everywhere, which is kind of fun.
That seems to be a bit of a thing in VR games as well, though, because like it's the same. Well, perhaps not to that extent, but it's a similar thing in Starship Troopers.
How's that one, by the way?
I really enjoy it. Chris and I are very much having fun with that thing, to the point where we're both like, "Oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a co-op one for Alien?" This is cool. Oh, this is something that will draw aliens to you as well, because you're making noise.
Welcome back. On to the administrative office, I presume?
Affirmative.
It's weird, his mouth isn't moving now, but sometimes it does. Like in the intro it was.
Xenomorph Forest says, I think the only thing I found intriguing from Colony War was the mention of a German technocracy. I can't remember that at the slightest. I've purged so much of that fucking book from my memory. You know you can two-hand the pistol as well.
That's right, even though I never do.
Sarah says, have you read Civil War yet? No, we haven't.
On to Civil War.
Oh, Kirsty Viper says, there's still no explanation of how the rat has been infected since no facehugger could successfully impregnate it in Colony War. Yeah, I know what you meant. Do you remember the big fucking conversation and stuff well, no, it wasn't a conversation, but do you remember the hassle we went through with the AVP anthology when one of the authors wanted to have facehuggers infect rats?
Yeah.
And we were like, are you fucking kidding? That'll never... And we got him to change it.
Yeah. To the happy bars. That was...
Which is now an ongoing and never-ending joke between Adam and I whenever we see anything to do with capybaras. God, I hated that short story in that book.
Better luck to borrow. Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I don't know if we're supposed to say this, but the original title was "I'm on a boat." Maybe that was a working title.
Yes, I think that was a working title.
I wish they would have just kept that.
Gareth says Rat Alien reminds me of the Leon 865. Well, the Leon wasn't supposed to be rat sized, was it? It was.
Come on, hit the explosive thing. There we go. Whew.
It's safe.
It's because you didn't two-hand it, mate. Custy Viper says, Xeno capybaras, would they be aggressive like the Xeno or chill like a capybara? No, they were aggressive from what I remember of the short. Mike's Monsters joined us, says I'm on a boat, bitch. That's not the line, is it? Or the song? Were you thinking of the
Lonely Island?
Lonely Island, yeah. It's not bitching, that, is it?
Oh. Mike actually just walked in on the part that he witnessed me playing when we were at Servius. This is like the demo they had everyone play here.
Rob Harvey says, can you only shoot forwards? Like, could you shoot over your shoulder? Have you tried?
I mean, I'm sure I could. Gotta do more trick shots in this game. It's a big hard drive. I hear him crawling around in the vents. There you are.
I do think some of the walking animation looks a little bit...
Like, okay, so that's one thing, is a lot of VR games, you won't see the character's full body, you'll just see...
No, I meant the alien.
Oh, yeah.
With what he does with its hand. You know that awkward thing of when somebody's taking a photo of you and you don't know what to do with your hands?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like the alien's doing sometimes when it's walking. Although I do like seeing it walking upright.
Yeah. I wonder if I get an achievement for the paper ball in there. Because there's already... I'm just being silly here, guys. I'm sorry. This is immersion breaking.
Greg says the zombie walk is silly, but the pounce animation is great, and their running in the vents looks great. Yeah. Yeah, I like all their wall walking. And when they're in the vents. Gusty Viper says the Xeno Warrior just did the Scooby-Doo sneak walk up to you, Adam. He also says, I did like the Xeno lemurs from William Gibson's Alien 3. They had the ringtail patterns on them.
Please plug the card into the upgrade station.
I still like William Gibson's second draft. I hate the first draft, but the second draft I think is the best alternate Alien 3.
See, now his mouth's moving again.
Didn't Isolation have really shit facial
Kind of.
stuff in the cutscenes? Here's a question for you. Adam Zander says, what's it like to shoot the pulse rifle in VR compared to real life?
Oh, it's a bit more of a kick in real life. But the haptics on the PSVR2 are actually pretty good.
Well, you can hear him over the mic, over you playing.
I knew he'd find somewhere to lay low. Let's get our asses to the mess hall.
I'm still jealous you got to go to that. Yeah. That was awesome. Greg says, seeing the Warriors wall walking after so long is really refreshing.
Yeah.
But then again, don't we see them wall walking in? No, not the Warriors. We don't see them in Fireteam Elite, do we? Because they're too big.
I still think it's weird they changed the name to Alien Rogue Incursion from like the original announcement of Aliens, because I'm like, this game feels more Aliens. Defiance was titled Aliens. You know, so...
I suppose maybe they're going with the Alien brand now, because all the comics are now Alien, all the novels have been
No, what
Alien.
if?
True. Yeah, but that was directly coming on from the end of Aliens. So was...
Vasquez was pretty recent.
So was Aftermath. But that's, again, also related to Aliens specifically. I think the brand as a whole overall now feels like it's Alien rather than Aliens like it had been for so long. Xenosaurian says, I can't do VR, it hurts my eyes and makes me dizzy, but would have been fun to try this game.
They do have a few comfort options. Like, I don't really have too much of an issue with motion sickness myself, so I turn all those off. But they have one where if you're moving faster, you'll get like a dark vignette around the sides of your vision, and that seems to help people. There's another where you do snap turning instead of like smooth turning like I'm doing now with my thumbstick. Some people like that. I do not, but it does.
Snap turning is horrible.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely horrible.
It does help some with the motion sickness.
See, I found it weird the first couple of times I ever played VR, the motion sickness. But it doesn't bother me now. The only things that bother me is how hot my face gets after a couple of hours. That's it. Caustic Viper says, one-handed shooting with it has crazy recoil on here, don't recommend it.
Yep.
Greg says, the cutscenes were okay in isolation, but during gameplay the facial animations were atrocious. Xenomorph Warriors is also bringing up Alien's phalanx. Now, the author specifically asked for it to be called Aliens. I remember that because I asked Scott that when we had him on the podcast many years ago. So that was a specific request. And Caustic Viper brings up a point that I think would be logical, but is not generally the way it goes, which is that the horror theme should be aliens and the action theme stuff should be aliens. But that's, yeah, it makes sense, but it's not really the way of things. Rob says, Adam, next chance you get with the pulse rifle in real life, you now have to do it one-handed for comparison.
I don't know if they'd like that there, but I do want to go back because their smart gun was out of commission when I went there. What's going on
Don't
here?
you need to hook it to the bottom one from the left?
Yep. There we go.
Can't get weight down.
Can I put these on?
I tried to put glasses on in the past and it didn't work.
No. I hear one crawling.
Gareth says, are you playing on easy? I mean, is there a difficulty scaler to make the game
I'm playing on normal. That's what I beat the game on, but I've started a new playthrough on hard. And even on normal, the last third of the game, as you can attest to, Aaron, it's not easy.
Yeah. Pretty relentless.
Ow.
I like that for the health, for the stims, because again, it's adding to the tactility of the experience. And I think that's one of the game's real strengths, is it makes good use of your hands and having to physically do things.
Mm-hmm. And right now I'm playing it standing up, but it has multiple settings. There's standing, fixed chair, and swivel chair. And swivel chair was kind of nice when I got tired, because then I could just turn around my office chair.
Mm.
If GES had the same idea, that means Carver was part of this on some level.
And we've got people talking over whether they prefer Aliens or Alien as a title in the chat now.
His involvement. He may not have known.
He called us.
Gareth says, I love the lethality of acid damage.
Decontamination process complete.
Well, the acid damage isn't that bad in this. I think it only takes off like a bar.
Eyes up. Activity ahead.
But the pounce, if you get hit by one alien, if you take another damage, you are dead if you don't stim. Isn't this the bit with the alien in the grates above you? Or is that later?
Yeah, I just saw that.
The stream's a little bit behind.
Yeah. There's a few audio issues still, where the audio will get choppy out of nowhere. Notice that. Whoa, everyone's getting messed up here.
Contact.
And No Star Dutch says, how is Alien Paradiso, if you've read it yet? I thought the first issue was relatively strong. No complaints.
Guessing we have incoming hostiles.
Affirmative. Additionally, we appear to
I don't think you'll have read it yet, have you?
No, but I got it.
I've enjoyed it. I don't think there's a lot to say about it off the back first issue just yet, but it's started well.
So in this bit of the game, a lot of people will waste resources because this is like a gauntlet mode, but the aliens...
You don't keep the ammo, though.
Oh, really? Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter, because the aliens end up getting you no matter what you do in this part. We got takeout? Ooh. What's this? Green pepper.
Kissel says, have you crossed any callback lines in the campaign from Aliens like Stay Frosty?
I think Stay
I
Frosty's in
much.
it. I think Stay Frosty's in it. I think that's the only one.
I didn't really notice anything intrusive. Anything else?
Do we have company, Davis?
So this should be how your demo have ended, shouldn't it? If the game had crashed.
Yeah, this bit.
Because this was in the B-roll footage.
And this is a cool, like, mess hall atrium.
Yeah. I like a lot of the colony aesthetic in this.
Mm-hmm.
There's some nice areas.
It kind of feels like Covenant meets Aliens as far as the aesthetic goes. Come on, guys. There they are.
They do navigate very well, I think.
Yeah. That was a cool part.
Greg says, this in the mess hall with what comes next is the best sequence in the game, in his opinion. Yeah, the next bit, I was like, holy fuck. I couldn't believe.
Yeah, that's a really cool part.
There's no end to them in sight.
We need a plan.
Same as always. Survive.
Oh. I wonder if I get an achievement for, like, surviving longer than I did before on this part.
I wonder if there is something for, like, just held out so long. Because there was some secret achievements, weren't there?
Get out of here,
Greg says there is an achievement. I wonder if it's in the stuff we posted, or Greg posted, on the news posts. Let's have a see. Oh, the achievement is kill 10 aliens in the mess hall after Davis goes down.
Oh boy. Come on.
I think you can normally get like 4 aliens with a full per each full mag. Xenomorph Warrior says aliens winning is always a joy to see. Got if I press a short control burst, Adam, you've got this. Oh no.
Damn it.
Gareth says, I'm ducking for spoilers. Thank you for the amazing work as always, guys. Thanks for joining us, Gareth. We'll speak to you next time. Hopefully I'll give you a chance to play.
If you're concerned about spoilers, now is the time to leave, actually.
Mike says, it's so stressful, Adam starts the heavy breathing.
What the hell?
I repeat. Zula, if you are in comms range, please copy. Please.
This bit's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It is good to hear your voice. I managed to infiltrate the nest, but I couldn't find you among all these victims.
No Staldrich says, Adam winning at the expense of... aliens winning at the expense of Adams, though, isn't a joy.
Oh,
Sounds like environmental control.
well, thank you.
I'm in
So count your shots, Adam. You've got 6 chances here.
Davis, think you could hurry?
It's just like Miller in AVP.
Got company. Davis,
Ooh,
Score
nice.
1 for the Beakers.
That's right.
I'll buy as much time as I can.
Not that line ended up in the film.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Xenosaurian says, if we're going to have a movie where the Predator wins, we've got to have a movie where the Alien wins, right?
Indeed. 2 shots left.
How many eggs left?
2. And I have 1 shot left. So that's not good.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm out.
Oh, Adam, have you noticed the blue mist?
Ah, damn it. Really? That's true. They did that, didn't they?
They did. I think it was in some of the Colonial Marines concept art as well, you know. Some of the key.
This actually looks really awesome in VR because it does like this has depth perception, and now it's rumbling like my PSVR2 headset.
Oh, poor Zula.
Get up, Marine. I didn't carry your last 16 clicks for you to die on me now.
Ben?
You don't really see any human characters in this game up close except for Ben right here.
No. I'm supposed to go down fighting.
Good old hallucination.
Better hurry up. There's not much time left.
Custody Viper says, lasted longer than the guy in AVP. Adam, good last stand.
No. I'm not going down like this.
Greg says it's so cool, yet you know there are more eggs than bullets. The pure description of we don't have as many bullets as they have bodies.
Dare leave me like this.
See, I love these kind of cinematic, scripted moments.
Davis? Davis, come in. Where are you? On your feet, Marine.
You know what, when I was doing this, I was like, oh, I'm kind of worried I've got this hot plasma near my skin.
Uh-oh.
As much as I really like the moment. Greg says the hugger looks great in flat screen as well. We need such sequences in our normal flat screens as well.
Yeah, the hive looks great just in terms of the structure of it, and you can see little aliens just hiding out as well. He's a little jittery, but they're not all like that. Yeah, he's just looking at you. If you get too close, though, the whole idea of being infected in the hive, and they're keeping guard, but they're not coming after you, so you can just kind of look at them a bit.
Alistair, she did get face hugged. You see, this is exactly one of the things I've wanted them to explore in an alien narrative, is the concept of walking around a hive with a chest burster inside you, and that being like a defensive mechanism to get around.
See, that is an electrical light right there. See? It's flickering.
Aliens have
And
got
there's
some
the
biotech.
space jockey light they have back there that they set up. That's what it is.
They have biotech, Adam.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna wish you'd done something without me.
It's interesting the design of these xenomorphs. They have like, if you look at their inner jaws, it's a ton of like little sharp, like needle teeth. That's cool. You can see them like drooling.
Alistair Ray says, okay, wait,
Ah!
so is Rogue Incursion establishing that you can remove the chest burster? We've been able to remove the chest burster since Alien Resurrection.
That's right.
But no, the game takes...
And even in the Marvel comics more recently.
The EU has always had two routes with it. You know, it's either yes, you can remove it, or no, you can't remove it. Because I think the tech manual and I think Colonial Marines went with the idea that it's cancerous and removing it will kill you anyway. But the majority of the law has always been yes, you can just remove them. Caustic Viper says twitchy bagpipes. I didn't notice that in the game. Do you remember that, like, one shot from one of the trailers where it had bagpipes that were going crazy?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't notice any aliens.
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah. I remember now, from one of the earlier trailers. Yeah, we thought that was, like, a cool idea, but I don't recall seeing it in this game. Just while playing it.
Wolf Warrior says, I hate the blue mist. I always consider an alarm system of the derelicts considered
Although,
out of the egg pit.
His bagpipes are kind of moving independently, looking at it now. Like, they are just kind of swaying on their own.
Alistair Ray says, okay, so Michael Bishop wasn't BSing in Alien 3. Well, I suppose it depends on which interpretation you take, but chances were he did genuinely mean it. This is another cool moment, I think.
No, I want to pick up the facehugger.
I've seen some videos saying you can. Yes, Greg, I did notice that, and I thought the same. So Greg says, did you notice the song Davis was singing when he was ripped apart just now? It's a song that mentions May. Maybe that song is where he got the idea for his daughter. Yes, I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I love this bit. Yeah, the crawling up the past him.
Can I grab it? Oof.
Adam's like, come to mummy.
Davis!
Greg says Davis's performance is stellar in this game. Yeah, both him and the actress who played Zula are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And this bit coming up here.
They won't. Oh my god. Look what they did to you.
Defensive of nasty.
Perturbo 84 says, what's up with the bonus situation?
You are safe.
Oh, poor
Tell them
Davis.
we cut down here and we can double back together.
Way out. Through elevator unloading dock.
Oh, Adam, that was so tender.
On. Attack surely lethal. We can't.
Davis, trust me. They won't attack me.
Greg says, I do like Davis and Zula a lot more here than in any of their other appearances.
Walk it off. I don't know if I can drag you that far.
Synthetic emergency separation protocol.
I don't know what that is.
Follow instructions.
Caustic Viper says, Davis got followed like laundry, they took it personally. Yeah, they really did do Davis some damage in this.
Torch connection on spine.
You want me to cut your
Yet again, we have to remove the android head.
So, when Alex White started working on Into Charybdis, they assembled like a little collective of fans to help them work on it with ideas and feedback as they were writing it. And one of the first things I said to them was, for the love of God, do not have another android losing their head. I kind of wonder if this was a dictate of Servios or if this was just something that had to happen to let it get to that stupid point in Colony War.
Oh, he's not attacking me. He should be. It's odd. Hey, buddy. You don't mind if I just screenshot you here real quick, do you? Yeah, he's... Oh, there he goes. Okay. Don't mind me. Although that kind of hurt.
Sarah says Lance Hendrickson is back. Henriksen, even. I always put a D in his name that doesn't exist there. Lance Henriksen is back in the UK for a con at Farnsborough in April. If I can make it, I'll be taking my copy of Bishop that TR Napa signed. Yeah, that'd be cool. There's a bunch of folk going to the Liverpool Comic Con, Sarah. Or at least Richard Chavez is, and a bunch of the...
I'm underwater.
Oh, Petteros, you may want to rewind the stream a bit more.
I got okay with that possibility the day we went AWOL.
Rob Harvey says, heading off now. Great playthrough. Have a great Christmas and New Year, everybody. Thanks for joining us, Rob. Are we going to stream next week, or are we going to skip next week?
I'm down. I'm down to stream. I'll be around. If you are.
So we might still stream next week anyway, but yeah. Merry Christmas, Rob.
Carver might have saved my life.
Sarah says, I saw my credit card groaned.
Maybe what I want to say isn't sorry. Maybe it's thank you. Guess that's as far as you let me go, huh? See you once I get that shotgun.
Good night.
Sweet prince. So this bit coming up here, I got stuck on for ages. But
That's
I think
right,
some of
I
that
remember.
was the instability I had in my early attempts at the game because I was playing it on such an underspec graphics card. I was having a lot of stuttering issues when I first booted the game up, which was also causing me tracking issues. It would stabilise eventually, but yeah, it made a bit coming up very difficult for me because I was like misgripping ammo and misgripping the pump.
Where is the shotgun?
You have to go back and get it, don't you? It's when you go to the next level because you jump down towards it, I think.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so if you go up the stairs towards the
Well, no, because I need the shotgun to clear the alien right there.
yeah, so no, it's in one of these rooms then.
That's what I thought.
So one of these rooms has the boxes with Davis's body or arm on it.
Here it is.
Finally. Well, Davis,
Alistair Ray says it takes too long. If you take too long, can the chest burst erupt from you?
I can't give that away.
Well,
we're not going to give that.
No, that is a plot point as you play. Mark Smith says playing this with a haptic suit would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, the PSVR2 has some base haptics in the hand controllers and in the headset. Okay, we're good to go.
Greg says to feel the bursting. Haptic suit on to feel the bursting.
Ooh.
Sarah says Michael Ironside and Richard Chavez aren't so bad, but Paul Reiser is £80. I didn't realise Paul Reiser was going, I'm going to have to go to this convention.
So
it's been ages since I've been to one.
This is
Really?
weird. It's not letting me save now because the aliens are nearby, but it did before like a recent update.
Well, once you've cleared them, it should.
No, because I remember I saved before I did this fight on my first playthrough.
Right, okay. Well, maybe they added one of the autosave points in because there are some in the game.
Goodbye.
Let's go, Davis. Time to haul ass to
That
the
poor alien. Sarah says, I thought you'd be a shoo-in with the Starship Troopers cast there. I don't actually go to many of them, Sarah. I only tend to go to them when there's alien or predator people there. But I've met so many of them now over the last 10 years, 20 years, that I don't tend to find conventions terribly exciting these days.
There we go.
Although I do love the weekend Stargate ones, and I'm so glad they're happening. And No Startup says, speaking of my client side, it's been so long since we've heard anything about a new adaptation of Starship Troopers. Yeah, they were supposed to be working on a new one that was more in line with the book, but there's been no news on that in a long time.
Maybe I can find a terminal that'll let me close them.
Not that the book's terribly interesting as a, an action film, but...
Sorry, Davis. Alright, so now I have to remember where I closed the vents in here.
It's on the computer on the other side. In the office.
That's right.
Xander says we need to host an AVP Galaxy and PO convention. I would love to run a convention. I have so many scenarios in my head of activities and things to do for like a proper weekend thing. Having people like Free League there and running demo sessions and like all the mini games and stuff like that. You could have things like this set up to demo. There's so much shit you could do. Kissel says, Adam, after being face-hugged, is now like the guy in Alien 3. What's in fucking inside me? I still think he was wasted in that film. And I know it's unfair of me to typecast him like that, but I always thought that he, I'm blanking on the guy's name, the character's name's Purvis, Leyland Orser. I always thought Leyland Orser was perfect for an Alien film, same as Brad Dourif, but I feel like Resurrection wasted them both. Not that they didn't get good use in them, I just think they could have done more. But like the whole "what's in fucking inside me" moment is good in Resurrection. We need to get that Resurrection interview booked in.
So
with
these
that exec.
Grenades are also pretty cool.
Better get clear.
But they seem to be one of the few weapons that can actually hurt you.
Oh yeah.
Friendly fire you in the game.
They sure can.
Xander says it'd be cool if we did an Alien War weekend thing. Well, there was a group in the UKCM did used to put on an Alien War type thing at some events. So they did something called Aliens Encounter at the Leicester Space Centre. So Space Centre used to do like some random sci-fi conventions, and they would run that there. They also ran an Aliens Encounter convention there in like 2011, which was. I had great fun there. I spoke on at the Prometheus speculation panel, and I went through like the Aliens Encounter event there, and they did it through like all the replica sets of the space station and like mission control that they built, which was good.
Please clear the area inside the elevator shaft. Movement will...
Caustic Viper says, remember, the chest burster makes you essentially a super soldier before it rips out of you. Use that adrenaline, Adam.
Yeah, this is the part you got stuck at for a bit.
Yeah, but I think it was because my tracking was off because of the stuttering, the performance issues that I was having. So I would always die to trying to be reloading or not being able to grip the pump.
Explosives up.
Greg says the blue light from the grenade is a bit ugly in immersion breaking.
I don't mind it. I mean, maybe it could be a little dimmer, but it shows you where they're going to hit.
Mm.
And where you best be out of.
I get the point, though. It is one of those gameplay. It's like the floating menu issues. Well, that's a good point, though, Caustic Viper. Caustic Viper says, I like to think the light from the grenade implies it's a modified UPS map drone. So you could headcanon that as it being like a radius thing, a holographic radius thing inspired by the pups. Greg says they love all the blood smears. Xander says the grenades look like the Terminator grenades in the Future War. I mean, yeah, it's a tactile thing again, but I mean, it's not like you couldn't have done that without the pulse rifle. I don't bother trying to get them out of them. I just tip them out onto the floor. Are you feeling pretty intense right now, Adam?
Why do I sound it?
Yeah, well, you're breathing a bit, and I think that's good because that is part of the immersion of the VR format.
No more space. I think I got him. Oh, nope. I got more.
Gusty Viper says, I'd hate to be the guy who's the source of that blood trail, good lord.
Yeah.
Couple shells left.
That's it.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Marino says, I wished for a more stealth game like Isolation than a shooter. I wonder how much people would be able to stomach it if they went full on isolation for the first VR experience. Caustic Viper says the fact that every stand your ground movement has Adam heavy breathing in anticipation goes to show how immersive the game gets. I mean, I don't think he's wrong at all.
I don't think my mic should be picking up my breathing that much. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's picking you up. But I mean, like I always talk about, like the first time I ever played Isolation, the physical effect it had on me and the adrenaline come down I was on after finishing the game is one of the highlights of that entire experience, and it doing the same in this is a bonus, is a benefit, and it speaks to the immersion, it speaks to the physical effect that it has on Adam sat here playing it, or stood here playing it, sorry, should I say. No, Stardust says that breathing really is Adam. I thought it was from the game.
Sorry.
Tim, no, don't apologise, mate. Like I said, it's part of the charm of what it's doing to you and the experience that it has. Tim Graham says, how does the movement work in the game?
So I'm still moving on my left thumbstick on the hand controller, but even if I like stand in place and walk, like I'm moving around the environment. And then you have the right thumbstick, which controls like just your left and right vision, but my main vision is just with the headset.
Caustic Viper says, well, Isolation 2 is still in the oven, so when it's out, I know I'm not going to be eating Pringles when I play it. I wonder if they'll lean into the that aspect of it, you know, because people knew that was a thing for the Kinect version. I wonder if they'd actually actively lean into that with a sequel. Sarah says the amount of swearing I would be doing if I was playing would make a pirate blush. Greg says AVP Galaxy ASMR edition. It's fine, it literally helps immersion. Greg also says her voice lines that let you know when you're near the end of your ammo is a cool way to let you know. Xenomorph Warrior says, I hope the sequel will be set in a UPP colony. I'd like to see more of the UPP and their aesthetic.
I don't know. The whole space communist thing still feels so dated to me. I'm surprised it's made as much inroad into the EU as it has, honestly.
Well, I always liked them as a world building and a lore expansion thing, and you know, I always, when they showed up in Infestation, I was like, yes, finally.
There we go.
Chamber successfully sealed. Connection to synthetic unit now initializing.
And this is cool. This entire bit's cool.
Thought I'd lost you there.
Sorry to worry you. Backup battery can last for up to 72 hours. You're in no danger of running out of time. But
Xander says, Isolation 2 is my reason to keep on going. hope there's more to keep you going, buddy.
It's possible to leave about the nest unharmed. Unless one was a host.
Saves me from
Caustic Viper says, the sound feature in Isolation was incredibly immersive, so if it returns and has VR capability, I'm going full immersion.
But I don't think your attempt at deflection was successful. Connect the probe to my left ear.
Star Dutch says, by the way, I gave myself the goal of having a first draft
Connected.
feature screenplay that I've been working on done before the stream today, and I'd succeeded. It's still too short, I need to wait, but it's something. Congrats, mate. Well, just finishing the first draft's always the fucking hardest part, so congrats on getting there.
Great. Now, connect the final probe into my...
Neural chip transfer protocol initializing.
Man, he's really twitching.
This bit's so cool.
While I respect your disinterest in rehashing what happened.
I mean, it kind of plays to the whole comics and novels where he's always like transferring his consciousness from one thing to the other.
But then again, I'm sure... Don't we see him in a bombing resistance? So at that point, he should already be a floating entity between things.
And an effort was made to cover it up. The best tactic to cause lasting damage to those responsible would be public exposure.
No, Star Dutch, I take this more as an Alien 3 reference than a Prometheus reference. But I get what you mean.
But off-world comms are FUBAR. So how do we manage that?
Actually, my sorry state may provide...
Xander says you guys should do a walkthrough on this. Walkthroughs aren't a thing anymore, are they?
Yeah, they still are. There's walkthrough YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's just gameplay videos. That's it.
Then I can get into the comm system.
Although we should do a non... well, we should do a Let's Play, shouldn't we?
Yes, we should. After we finish our Extinction one.
Well, I actually have an Isolation playthrough recorded for us to do commentary on.
Then let's move. All this sitting around and talking is making me antsy.
Greg says, I love that the tablet has enough memory and storage space to run a full sentient AI. Well, according to Chappie, they give the file size of the Chappie AI in that. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was something ridiculous.
Well, didn't Romulus establish the whole module thing? Like, is that not their whole AI?
No. Well, that wasn't another consciousness going inside.
Oh, I guess that's
Andy.
true. It's just his CPU. Uh-oh.
Greg says, no air and complete game walkthroughs are still very much a big thing. Ghosty Viper says, I can't express how the AVP2 walkthrough guys saved 11-year-old me back in the 2000s. Yeah, I'd remember it being at least written guides being a big thing. I didn't know there was walkthroughs as such these days. I thought it was just gameplay videos.
I still have some of the old strategy guides from like AVP 2010 and Colonial Marines, and it's cool because they show like a render of the whole map.
I don't think I've got 2010 or ACM. I think I've got AVP original, the PC original, maybe AVP 2.
So has anybody in chat got this game and started playing it?
Yeah, I'd be curious to know, actually. Because I've been kind of disappointed at the lack of enthusiasm over the last couple of months for the game. Because I've been buzzing for this ever since they first announced it, and it doesn't seem to be something many people have been terribly excited for. Is it just because of the hardware?
Well, there's a lot of like MetaQuest users. I think that's still the biggest one. So it's a shame they had to delay the native version. But I think the install base for VR is like far and away the biggest on Meta.
Mike says, yeah, I think it's because it's VR and not a ton of people have that tech. Xander says, my pocket says no. Zurin says it's a VR game, it has a limited audience. But I mean, I don't know, there's certain games and franchises that will always make me buy the platform. And, you know, for the Xbox, it's whenever a new Halo game comes out. For the PlayStation, it was whenever there was a new Spider-Man. And in general, anything whenever there's an Alien game shows up on it. So I brought the Quest because this was coming out. And because I knew I wanted to play Alien in VR.
Come on.
To be fair, I probably wouldn't have brought this if it wasn't for Alien, but, you know, I've since enjoyed Starship Troopers. Some of the rhythm games are quite fun on it. But no, I mean, it's a valid point. You know, it does require new tech. And we're 3 generations in, and I didn't buy it until now because of Alien.
I can interface with the GES systems much more efficiently, now that I am unburdened by the constraints.
Would you have brought a PSVR at this point? Well, actually, that's a lie. I do own a PSVR, the original. I don't own a 2.
Authorization granted.
This will get us into the mess.
Yeah, that's another fair point, Xenosaurian. I brought a PSP to play AVPR. I brought a Nintendo Switch to play Infestation. Not Switch. DS to play Infestation.
Hello? Hello. Who is this? Who is this? If you're talking I can't hear you. The intercom keeps repeating what I said. Just call back.
If you're talking.
Hello?
Hello. Who are you?
You don't know? You called me. Natalie
Oh no,
Sylvia.
you're making noise.
Who is this?
No, Stardust says I'm content with watching you play. Yeah, there's really just not much of an audience for the VR stuff at the minute. Greg says peak players for this on Steam hasn't passed 300.
Oof.
Whereas the other Alien and AVP games started out at 4 to 15k.
Must need a different tool.
You see, things like this are where I don't mind some of the later backtracking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it puts artificial obstacles in your way, what have you. That mean you can't access things, but
So right now I just take the elevator back down to floor 1 to get to the mess hall to get my pulse rifle. And then
so, yes.
I gotta shoot that thing with it.
yes, it's the breaker box, isn't it, to get in comms.
Yeah, there is a bit of backtracking, and that's one of the downsides for me, but like it's fine now, but in the last third of the game it gets really bad.
Raw McRip Helmet says, can this be considered a Metroidvania light?
Maybe light, because it is one big environment you're exploring, and you can go back through areas you've been before.
No Star Dutch says, I assume the developers knew this would be a very niche product, which to me is absolutely fine. Yeah, I'd like to expect that the developers that work in this niche hardware have realistic expectations.
I'm telling you though, like the amount of, like, if you look at the actual sales of the MetaQuest hardware, like it's in the tens of millions. Like it's nothing to sneeze at. So if the game is going to take off, it'll be there on the
standalone.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for it to come out on the Quest. As Anders says, it'd be cool if they did a horde mode.
And with the price cut of PSVR2, I don't think it sold as well as Sony wanted it to, so you might see some more people getting it for Christmas this year because of the price cut.
I'm happy with my purchase of the Quest. I very much like it. And the standalone nature of it. Custy Viper says the hallways looked very aliens. They do very much for, you know, the whole aesthetic feels very much in the world without being a direct rip.
There, Zula. That is the maintenance tunnel that will bring us to the mess hall.
Oh look, it's my office on the left. There you go.
Oh yeah, IT. See, I did not look in a lot of these bins on my first playthrough, and I probably should have, because they have little things in them.
I've been looking through all of these.
That's
like
probably...
some of the cardboard boxes you'll see with like a lid open, you can look inside as well. Like that one, I think, on your.
Well, he heard that, didn't you? Didn't you, buddy?
They hear the welding.
Whoop.
Planet.
Can I shoot the fire extinguisher?
I don't know.
Nope.
Give it a go. Greg says Dark Descent seems to have not sold very well by estimations, even though it has the same peak players as Isolation. So, no wonder.
It's always hard to tell because the consoles, they're bigger than PC these days for at least some games, and they don't publicly share their sales figures. It's kind of up to the individual companies to do that. So, I mean, all we really have to go is Steam charts.
I still loved and stand by Dark Descent. You know, it is it is Alien's equivalent to Isolation, in my opinion. It's the correct atmosphere.
Already full.
These vent sections are quite tense as well sometimes. I absolutely shit my pants when I see an alien running at me down one of these. Xenomorph Warrior says,
About earlier.
I play Dark Descent on PS5, it works great on controller. 100% agree Dark Descent is the best Aliens game we've ever gotten.
I would like to say, I'm sorry. I failed to rescue you. The fact made more unfair by my ability to escape the consequences of that failure here in this tablet. While you cannot.
You dove into a hive alone to come get me. And if you hadn't,
Custy Viper says, one of my friends is very much not wanting to play Dark Descent just because he saw how fast the runners were and went, nope, that's terrifying.
don't apologize for a miracle like that.
Maybe I'm
See, I don't think of Dark Descent as being a scary game so much as it very much accurately depicts being being Gorman. You know, and everything balances on that knife's edge of a situation. If one thing goes wrong, you can just be fucked. Xander simping in the chat says, still waiting for the EVP Galaxy sim where we play as either Adam or Aaron, recording podcasts, writing reviews. The hard part's organising things, mate.
Yeah. Oh, there's a stem in there. Oh boy.
He just wants to talk to you about the mighty Cthulhu. Or Lutu? I can't remember what the name of the cult is in Elder Gods.
Alright, how do I get out of here? Oh, that's right. I remember now.
You have to go through the left.
I gotta do this.
You got to repatch and then go through the left, yeah. No Stardust says, I'm always simping for AVP Galaxy. Well, thank you. We welcome the simps. Xander says, I will say editing podcasts is not easy by any means. No, to be fair, that is not easy. Especially the one I'm on right now where the post-production software can't do anything with somebody's... the guest's audio, so I'm...
Oh, hey.
Manually adjusting volumes very... by small measures.
Oh, I knew you were up there.
Greg says they're not as loud as Stompy, I'll give them that.
Come on.
So Caustic Viper talking about Dark Descent says it's the top-down modern version of the Thing remastered. Managing squad stress was the main horror aspect to me. One too many intense missions and my Marines would panic and make fatal mistakes and get dragged off. Yeah, no, I don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's not tension to it or anything like that. I just would never have described it as horror as such. It's a tense game, definitely, but not scary or horror in the same way that I would say Isolation or this is.
The lower level is where you were when you were...
Xenosaurian says, I've been an AVP Galaxy simp since I was 12. I even made fan art of your website back in the day. How does fan art of the website work?
I would
I'd be
love
very
to see
curious.
that if you still got it.
Sander says, I know I kid about cameos, but I really do hope AVP Galaxy gets a nod in Isolation 2. It's unlikely. We've not really got anything to do with Isolation 2. Did you do a lot of exploring on your first playthrough? Because I did a lot of walking around and exploring and looking at the logs and everything. Acoustic Viper says, "Are the Xenos lubricating the vents with blood for faster movement?" I'm surprised you've not got Xenos on you at the minute.
By the way, why didn't you grab it when you came looking for me?
I had not considered it.
Acoustic Viper says, the Isolation 2 audio log is the AVP Galaxy team doing a Let's Play stream before an actual Xeno crashes into the room. I still remember playing Isolation for the first time at Creative Assembly, and the way my heart was just absolutely fucking going for it.
Get that message out.
Now Stardust says, you know, Lube is without a doubt one of the diverse uses Wayland Yutani wants the creature for. Well, I wonder what Gemini wants the alien for in this.
I thought they were a subsidiary of Wayland Yutani, aren't they? Or are they just a independent contractor?
No, Gemini has nothing to do with.
Oh, they were just on Sevastopol. They had their own offices on Sevastopol.
Who did we? We had somebody recently who was a subsidiary of Wayland who we talked about.
I guess Seegson is now.
It was Kelland in Aliens What If we talked about the other week. Yeah. Rusty Viper says it's the real Xeno Zip.
Ah! I thought that was explosive.
You saw it wrong.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Pulse rifle. There we go. Whew.
Somehow I don't have an appetite.
Caster's Cradle. That's the name of the facility.
Stardust says, I want a short film all about a neurotic scientist who's obsessed with getting the Xeno for its alternate uses that aren't weapons. I very much enjoy that the EU is exploring these non-weapon takes on the alien. You know, it was something we talked about during the What If review that is not yet out, but we recorded. I don't. As far as I've got in this game, it doesn't explicitly state what Gemini's doing with them, but the hints are that it's for non-military purposes, which is something I like. As Anders says, when people call it an assault rifle, I immediately don't trust that person. What's that in reference to? Sorry. Caustic Viper says, bring back the Mozart Xeno concert slaughter. Yes, I fucking love Music of the Spears, and I've always liked it for being so different and wild.
Credit where credit is due. These are certainly times that call for out-of-the-box thinking.
Xenosaurian says, so when are we getting a short film with you two cosplaying as a Marine and a Predator?
I don't think either of us are. I did. Yeah, I was planning on making. I was planning on making a fan film when I was a teenager, and I built a Predator costume. He had a cape and everything.
I assume that's long gone.
Nope, I have pictures of it. But the costume,
nice.
costume, I still have the mask and some elements I built. Jeez, not good.
Oh, that looked crazy.
Must need a different tool.
Oh, I need the upgrade.
I wrote a good few fan films as a teenager that never got made, but I wrote them for other people. I do plan on getting myself some armor next year, though.
Do you still got them?
Finally take the plunge.
The ones you wrote?
Might be on my hard drive somewhere. I don't know. They were like 30-page things.
You should take a goosey gander, as you say. Let's see if you can find them.
You just say goosey. You're shortening it, mate. I'll take a goosey. Greg says I'll be the alien in that cosplay. There's been some good alien stuff recently, hasn't there, though? Costume-wise, commercially.
Oh, yeah. Even that cheap one from HalloweenCostumes.com isn't bad.
As Anders says, seen a lot of reviews where die-hard fans, in quotation marks, called the pulse rifle and assault rifle.
Come here, you bastard.
No doubt, Stardutch says, I once wrote a King of the Hill and AVP fanfiction crossover. It's lost to the abyss in an old notebook. I wrote a Home Improvement and Alien crossover in my teens, which probably still exists on fanfiction.net, I imagine. Oh, man. I remember that. It was fucking started out with them doing an on-location shoot at a colony.
I wrote, when I was a teenager, I was on this website. Nobody better go looking for this. Dan's JP3 page, and I wrote fan fiction on there.
It still exists, you know.
I know, but nobody knows my username on there, so you won't be able to find it. But I wrote some god-awful stuff. One of the ones I wrote was Alien versus Predator versus Jurassic Park.
Sarah says, I'm the other way around, it's take a gander. Don't get me wrong, I use both, but I don't do full gander. There's Xenomorph Warrior geographic kind of documentary about an alien. I've been interested in seeing that. Xander says, well, I hope that AVP Galaxy does do a fan film. I'll do the props and miniatures. I think Adam will hit you up when they actually get somewhere with the
we're still in early development. But I will definitely hit you up, Xander, should we need your miniature services.
Lulu Laser says, sorry I'm late, what have I missed? 2 hours of chaos. Too much to say.
Are we 2 hours
No
in?
doubt.
How are we doing on time?
Yeah. 2 hours in, you can come off at any point now.
Okay.
When you're ready. We're at a save point now, actually. So.
Well, let me just finish this next bit.
Okay. No, Stardust says Dan's JP3 page. That's a blast from the past. I think a Jurassic Park or AVP crossover makes much more sense than what me and Hicks were doing.
So, I probably shouldn't say this, but we happened to come across some fan sites that our administrator had been toying around with, and one of them was, what was it, Jurassic Park Galaxy, right? Jurassic Galaxy? But
something like that.
But he made a Jurassic Park fan page, and it looked really good, and I was like, oh shit, are we doing this? And he's like, no, I was just trying some stuff out, and you guys weren't supposed to see that. But it's pretty fun. I think the biggest one out there now is Jurassic Outpost. They are certainly bigger than we are.
Say again.
Jurassic Outpost. I think they're the biggest
Yeah.
Jurassic fan site these days. Oh boy.
I can't remember who I follow. I follow a couple of Jurassic Park places. I'm not a massive fan, but Jurassic. Yeah, Outpost is the one I follow. 140,000 followers on Facebook. We're only on 105.
Yeah, but they've had like they work with Universal on stuff. Like they did a Target series and.
Well, we've worked with Titan on stuff.
I know, but it's not the same.
Didn't a bunch of their people work on the Jurassic World timeline stuff?
Maybe. I know Universal has actually used a number of fan resources, like for animations, for like the Dino Tracker stuff. I think people who did like a fake viral site for Masrani Corp for the first Jurassic World, like Universal just hired them to make it official.
Okay, pretty cool.
Now, how do we get a message out to Ripley?
You excited for Rebirth? Or are you just...
Yeah, I mean, they were entertaining, but I was not a fan of the Jurassic World trilogy. So this does seem like a bit of a tonal shift. Like it's a different creative team. I've liked Gareth Edwards' work. I really like the creator. You have the original screenplay writer back for this, from the first and second. Ow, that hurt me more than the alien, probably. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Can you use this one, Davis?
Jesse Battle says, I wrote a fanfic that takes place 10,000 years after the Alien movies inspired by Babylon 5. Predators have left the galaxy. Humans are biomech like the Jockeys. Aliens have evolved. I'll stop. Fanfic is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
And it is always good to express our creativity in fandom like that.
Oh my god.
I miss the days of actually being able to do shit like that and finish it.
I need to find some stems.
This should be somewhere around in this bit.
Yep, right here.
No space.
No space.
Laser says, I'm writing my own AVP fan script. Been working on it for 3 years now.
Nice. Gotta keep the exploding red barrels around.
Yep, you never know when you'll need them. I feel like that's an absolute fucking health and safety nightmare. No Stardutch says, worked for Peter Briggs. Slightly different situation there, but yeah, I like the sentiment. Still collating says, at least they're not yellow, Adam. I don't get the joke. What's that reference to? Yeah, I know you mean the barrel colour, but I don't know what yellow barrels is in reference to. I can't remember.
They really hurt you when they pounce you like that. You can do like a quick jump backwards. You can do 2 before it goes on cooldown.
Oh, Greg says, you know, every important game item is yellow these days, or am I confusing something?
Well, there is the yellow in Resident Evil, like, stuff is painted yellow, like, places you go, and some people joke about it.
Yeah, that's what Xenomorph Warrior says there as well, yeah. Video games lately keep smearing yellow paint to overly highlight stuff because they don't trust players to understand simple things. Well, you know, working in IT, I have very little faith for people understanding simple things.
Yeah, 90% of your job is like resetting stuff, right? Unplugging it and plugging it back in.
The difficult part to start with is, what the fuck are you talking about? My favourite thing is when people try and sound technical and it's just absolute fucking gibberish. Xenomorph Warrior says, I gotta head out. Thanks for the stream, guys. Thanks for joining us, but
Yep.
I think we'll be finishing shortly anyway.
Thanks for coming.
Sarah says, screenshots are my go-to for any IT issues. I've no hope of explaining it. Yeah, the amount of times I just ask people to send me a screenshot of any errors or whatever, and then I get a question back going, how do I do that? And then I just go, oh, I'll be around in 5 minutes. Lulu Laser says, my dad just pulls an IT crowd and tells people to turn it off and on again. If you haven't turned it off and on again before you ring me, I'm fucked off with you, because that solves so many problems. No Stardutch says, I try to boot up front with IT that I don't know what I'm doing, and that's why I need them. And I don't ever try to act like I know more than them. Gusty Viper says, where you tech? Ma'am, have you turned the David 8 off, then back on? If only it worked that way with the David 8s. Although the David 7s have had some use in Inferno's Fall. Scan them drives. Scan them drives.
Alright. I'm going to take my time decrypting these. I don't want to lose any data. In the meantime, I'll leave it to you to record the message to
Amanda. Amanda Ripley.
What is she doing in this?
We each have our own burdens to carry, soldier. Patching your headset directly into comms. Recording in 3, 2.
Amanda, there's no easy way to say this.
Mash that keyboard, Adam.
Full-blown infestation. Everyone is dead. And soon, that number is going to include me. I got careless and infected. GES is filthy. Just like every other corporation with a hand in Sevastopol. Davis is sending you everything we've gathered from Perdan so far. It's in your hands now. I want you to know that I never gave up. Never stopped fighting. Even after those things...
RGB.
Not once did I bow my head, and by the time you hear this, I will have carved my name in the surface of this planet with a smoke.
Gemini makes CRT TVs too, eh?
My words, I will wipe this place from the face of the galaxy.
It's not that they'll make them. Oh my god! So this will be fun. So,
make sure Deja
who's the company that does it? I think there's this printer companies called Xerox and Konica Minolta, and what they'll do is they'll buy other printers from a different manufacturer, stick their labels on them. So I would not be surprised if that's exactly the kind of shit you also have going off here.
So we're not the only ones who want to take this place down. Can you get around it?
Yes, but we must proceed with caution. The sabotage to this facility was thorough.
2 out of 4 Intel obtained to create access key.
I guess all the busted infrastructure we've been running into.
What were the access keys for? Oh yeah, there's certain doors you can't. There's certain doors you can't open until you've got an access key. So you know where the elevator shaft was at the start. There's a door opposite there that's an access key thing.
Are there just like extra goodies in there? Or?
I don't know. I can't remember if I've been in it. I just remember it saying at the lock about needing a key. Xander says, Adam, I'm still going to work on your ship. Just been busy. Xander also asks, why does Davis wear glasses? It's a personal affectation of himself. It's just a quirk that he likes to do to stand out from the other combat synths.
But yes, that is super awesome of you to do that, Xander. No pressure at all on time.
Did you close the shutters, by the way? I can't remember if you did.
Shit, maybe I didn't. Oh well.
Empty.
Ah, come on.
Need wheels.
Luckily, the stem's right there.
I kind of wish you could. I know people critiqued AVP 2010 for it, you know, the whole blocking thing, but I kind of wish you could use the pulse rifle to block the attacks.
Yeah. Oh.
Because like there's bits later where you encounter the facehugger, and you can hold the facehugger in one hand and like try and reach for the pistol with your other hand. So it'd be kind of cool to like try and block the alien with the pulse rifle in one hand and reach for your pistol in the other. No Style Dutch says, by the way, here's a plot of the feature script I wrote. The lone survivor of a supernatural killer becomes a social pariah because everybody assumes she killed her friends. The wealthy mother hires a mercenary to hunt the creature. You're the horror fanatic, what do you think of that?
Sorry, one more time. It's intenso mode right now in this.
But there's no heavy breathing, Adam. The lone survivor of a supernatural killer becomes a social pariah because everybody assumes she killed her friends. The wealthy mother hires a mercenary to hunt the creature.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. I would watch it.
Greg asks, how much is Amanda mentioned here? It must mean that this happened after Resistance and Rescue. Yes, it does happen after Resistance and Rescue. Because Resistance and Rescue are only 2 years after Defiance.
Shit. Oh, they got me. Well, I think that's a good place to actually stop it, folks.
That is your only death of the playthrough, if I remember rightly.
Yep. So
done well.
Indeed. But thank you for joining us. Let us know if you want us to continue. Maybe we'll just do a full live playthrough of this whole thing.
Yeah, I think we should. If we do play next week, why don't you just continue?
Okay. Sounds good to me. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Aaron, you do all the usual end stuff.
and stuff. So you can find the hub of our activity on avpgalaxy.net, where we have written content. So that's where we post all the news. That's where we post the written versions of our articles and often our interviews as well. Darkness transcribes a lot of them. We also have old school message boards. So we're still living in the mid-2000s with the best form of discussion, in my opinion, not the trash that is Facebook groups and Discord servers. Not that I'm biased against the absolute chaos of those platforms. We have pages on all the major socials, so you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, obviously, Threads, and Blue Sky. We have posted one podcast for the month. We will have another one coming up shortly. I have finished it. I'm just going to try and see if I can finish a third one for the month in time to get 3 out this month. We'll see. But there is one final review coming up later this month. And yeah, we've got plenty in stores. We've got plenty in the pipeline. We've got lots of interviews. We've got lots of discussions planned. So stick around and we'll see you on the flip side.
Yes. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Until
Later.
next time.